The case of Gabby Petito, a young woman who went missing while on a cross-country trip in her van, captivated the nation. But did you know that TikTok played a crucial role in helping to solve her disappearance? In this video, we'll explore how a group of amateur sleuths on TikTok used their digital forensic skills to uncover key evidence in the case. We'll also take a closer look at the investigation into Gabby's disappearance and the tragic ending that shocked the world. If you're interested in true crime, digital forensics, or just want to understand how everyday people can make a difference in solving crimes, then you won't want to miss this video. On August 27, 2021, Gabby Petito, a 22-year-old travel blogger, went missing while on a road trip with her boyfriend, Brian Laundrie. Gabby's family grew concerned when they didn't hear from her for several days and reported her missing on September 11th. A massive search and rescue operation was launched to find Gabby, but her whereabouts remained unknown. As the case gained national attention, a group of TikTok users began sharing their theories on social media. Using digital analysis and forensic techniques, they spotted inconsistencies in the couple's social media posts and shared their findings with the public and law enforcement. Thanks to their work, Laundrie was named a person of interest in Gabby's disappearance after he returned home from the road trip alone, but was later reported missing himself. This is how the TikTok sleuth efforts demonstrated the power of everyday citizens in helping to solve crimes and bring justice for victims. Gabrielle Petito, also known as Gabby, was a young woman who had aspirations of becoming a travel blogger. She embarked on a cross-country trip with her fiancé Brian Laundrie. They started their journey in New York, traveling in a converted camper van with plans to visit national parks in various states. However, their trip took an unexpected turn when on September 11, 2021, Brian returned to their home in Florida alone, without Gabby. This sudden and unexpected change raised concerns for her safety and well-being. Her family grew increasingly worried as they'd not heard from her in several days, prompting them to report her missing on the same day that Brian returned. Miss Petito's family also took to social media, posting pleas for information and assistance from the public to locate their daughter. The case quickly gained traction on various online platforms, with many individuals sharing the girl's story and using the hashtag #FindGabby to raise awareness about her disappearance. As the investigation into Miss Petito's disappearance continued, it became increasingly apparent that her situation was one that captured the attention of many people across the country. Her story quickly gained national notoriety, and people followed developments closely as they searched for answers regarding her sudden and mysterious disappearance. Many individuals turned to social media platforms such as TikTok to share information and raise awareness about the case. Videos and posts about the investigation began to circulate on the platform, with many users sharing their thoughts, feelings, and even personal experiences related to the situation. Some TikTok users even claimed to have seen Gabby and her fiancé on their cross-country trip, providing tips and information to investigators based on their footage. The involvement of social media in the search for the girl highlighted the power and impact of technology and the internet in bringing attention to important issues and spreading information quickly. People from all over the country were able to participate in this search and support for the Petito family in their efforts to locate her. As the investigation continues, the use of social media may continue to play an important role in keeping the public informed and engaged. In September 2021, the police released the body camera footage of their interaction with Gabby and Brian after a 911 call had been made.
You want to tell me what's wrong?
Yeah, I don't know. It's just some days I have really bad OCD. And
The footage showed a distraught and emotional Gabby as well as Brian's seemingly calm and collected demeanor.
You want to tell me about those scratches on your face?
She had a cell phone in her hand. That's why I was pushing her away. It's because she wanted me. I locked the keys so I could walk away.
The release of the footage sparked controversy as some questioned why it took so long for the police to release it and whether it could have helped locate Gabby sooner. However, officials stated that they did not initially release the footage because they did not want to compromise the ongoing investigation.
You know why the domestic assault code is there. It's there to protect people, especially the reason why they don't give us discretion on these things is because too many times women who are at risk want to go back to their abuser. They just wanted him to stop, and they don't want to have to be separated. They don't want him charged. They don't want him to go to jail, and then they end up getting worse and worse treatment, and then they end up getting killed.
The footage was eventually released to the public as the search for Gabby intensified and more information about the case became public. The investigation into the disappearance of Gabrielle took a significant turn when TikTok user Miranda Baker shared a video in which she claimed to have picked up Brian Laundrie while he was hitchhiking alone in Wyoming on August 29th.
So this is a view of the whole journey with Brian. So that's the top at the park at Coulter Bay, and then we drove him to this dam right here. Then at the dam, we dropped him off at this little turnout, and he said he was going to walk across the street.
Baker stated that she was not with him at the time and that Brian had told her they had been fighting. This information provided investigators with a crucial lead, helping to narrow down the search area and eventually leading to the discovery of Gabby's remains in Wyoming on September 19th. The power of social media in bringing attention to this case continued to be evident with another popular TikTok user, Haley Tumayan, using her platform to bring awareness to the investigation. With over 470,000 followers on her lifestyle account, Tumayan delved into the details of Gabrielle's disappearance, spending up to 8 hours a day researching and sharing information with her followers. As she learned more about the girl, Tumayan began to see similarities between herself and Gabby, including their engagement, age, and shared passion for creating content on YouTube. Her dedication to the case helped to keep the public engaged and informed about the investigation, as people across the nation followed Tumayan's updates and continued to search for answers regarding the girl's disappearance. After the search for Gabby was launched, investigators were able to narrow down the search area to the Spread Creek Dispersed Camping Area, which is located in the Bridge-Teton National Forest in Wyoming. The investigation involved various law enforcement agencies, including the Northport Police Department, the FBI, and the Suffolk County Police Department. One of the lead investigators in the case was Northport Police Department's detective, Daniel Garrison. He was responsible for coordinating the search for Gabby and gathering evidence in the case. Garrison worked closely with FBI Special Agent in Charge Michael McPherson, who oversaw the FBI's involvement in the case. Other law enforcement officials involved in the investigation include Cassie Johnson and her canine partner, which represented the team of searchers that discovered human remains in Wyoming that were later identified as Gabby's, and Polk County Sheriff Scott Stewart, whose office helped with the search in Wyoming. The Teton County Coroner's Office performed an autopsy on the remains and officially confirmed that the body was that of Gabby Petito. However, the case and manner of her death were not immediately determined, and further investigation was necessary. The discovery of Gabby's remains in Wyoming was a devastating blow to her family and loved ones, but it also marked a turning point in the investigation. Thanks to the efforts of law enforcement and the public, Brian Laundrie was identified as a person of interest in the case, and a massive manhunt was launched to find him. As the search for Brian continued, social media once again played a role in the case. TikTok users shared videos and information about potential sightings of Brian, and some even claimed to have interacted with him in person. One video in particular gained widespread attention on the platform, a clip allegedly showing Brian walking near a nature reserve in Florida. This video led to an influx of tips and sightings, and law enforcement soon focused their search efforts on the area around the reserve. On October 20th, 2021, human remains were discovered in the reserve, and they were later identified as Brian Laundrie's. The cause of death was ruled as a suicide by a self-inflicted gunshot wound. The discovery of Brian's body provided some closure for Gabby's family and loved ones, but it also raised many questions about what happened on the trip and the circumstances surrounding Brian's death. The case remains under investigation, and there are still many unanswered questions. The involvement of social media influencers like Baker and Tumayan highlights the growing role that social media can play in criminal investigations, as individuals use their platforms to spread awareness and provide important leads and information to investigators. While the search for Gabby may have ended tragically, the use of social media in her case will continue to serve as an example of how technology can bring attention to important issues and potentially help to solve cases. If social media is any indicator, she's not alone. On TikTok, the Gabby Petito hashtag has been viewed more than 212 million times. The massive interest in the case has galvanized sleuths across the internet, with content creators posting updates and sharing new theories every hour. The attention on the case has made many people aware of it, which is good for finding missing persons. However, some people are wondering why this case is getting so much attention when many other people go missing without anyone noticing. In the online age, some have been critical of what they see as an exploitation of Petito's story for views and followers. There's a lot of people who are capitalizing off of and profiting off of creating content that's designed to dissect the last days that we know of this girl, said Abby Richards, who researches misinformation and disinformation on TikTok. Her disappearance and subsequent death sparked a national conversation about domestic violence and the need for more resources to support victims. While social media can be a valuable tool in investigations, it can become dangerous, since it can also spread misinformation and rumors if not used responsibly. The case of Gabby Petito and Brian Laundrie underscores the importance of improved communication and cooperation among law enforcement agencies, as there were instances of miscommunication and missed opportunities that may have affected the outcome. Additionally, the case demonstrates the impact of social media in bringing attention to important issues and aiding in the solving of crimes. Without the widespread attention garnered on platforms like TikTok, it's possible that Miss Petito's disappearance may never have been resolved.